What's good, YouTube? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about SWAC Media Day. Yesterday was 2023 SWAC Media Day, and they had, their preseason selections. First of all, in terms of Southern University, Coach Julie went. He took linebacker Jalen Campbell with him. In addition to that, he took projected starting quarterback Harold Blood. Now, he has made it clear and transparent that no position is etched in stone. So even though Harold Blood is projected to be the starting quarterback, he's not guaranteed that starting spot. It's not like, not taking away anything from Harold Blood, but it's not like he's Eric Randall, Quincy Richard his senior year, maybe a Bryant Lee, or even an Austin Howard. So, he's not that guy. I think he's going to be more than serviceable if he's the starter, but he's not that guy from the standpoint that he's guaranteed a starting spot. Now, they broke down the standings, projected standings for both the SWAC East and the SWAC West. And, kind of like I've been saying for several months now, I think on paper, I think Jackson State has a more talented team. However, the fact that Jeremy Musa and a lot of those guys that were at FAMU, they're returning. I think you have to make FAMU the projected winner of the SWAC East. And of course, that's the case. And like I've been saying for several months also, even though Southern has a lot of question marks, I project Southern to win the SWAC West. And of course, that's the case. Now, in terms of the projected standings for the SWAC East, first they project FAMU to win the SWAC East, which I predicted also. And Jackson State, even though Jackson State has a more talented team in terms of like actual talent on paper, a lot of those guys that were on their roster the last couple of years, they're no longer at Jackson State. They entered the transfer portal. Quite a few of them went to Colorado with Coach Prime. So those players are not there. And even though Coach T.C. Taylor, he did a good job replacing those guys, and he found potentially equally talented players, from a coaching standpoint, you need continuity, you need chemistry, and those players are going to need time to gel together. So even though, they have a talented team, I think you have to favor FAMU. Now, after that, Alabama State is projected to come in third. Alabama A&M is projected to come in fourth. Mississippi Valley is projected to come in fifth. And at the bottom of the SWAC, it's projected to be Bethune-Cookman. To be truthful, I think that's kind of par for the course in terms of that's the teams that, if I had to project order of the SWAC East, I would project it in that exact same order. I think there's no question about that. Now, in terms of the SWAC West, they projected Southern to win the SWAC West, which I have already done. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Southern University fan, but someone that has been following Southern University in the SWAC for over 40 years at this point. I think Southern has, in my opinion, I think they have the best team on paper, even though they have have some question marks in terms of, the quarterback position, offensive line position. They have, question marks in multiple areas, but even with that being said, I think overall, from a talent standpoint, I think Southern has the most talented team in the SWAC West. And the fact that, the SWAC West is so inconsistent, you cannot tell who's going to be what week in and week out. So in terms of the projections of the SWAC West, Southern is projected to win the SWAC West. Second, Alcorn State. Third, Texas Southern. Fourth, Grambling. Fifth, Prairie View. and last Pine Bluff, which is kind of astonishing from the standpoint of the fact that, when COVID hit and they didn't have football that season, in that spring, like, Pine Bluff was just that team and, ended up winning. But, it's astonishing how far they're falling. Now, in terms of, the SWAC West projections, I agree with Southern being one. However, in my opinion, I would switch Alcorn State and Texas Southern. I would switch their slots. I think, having, a rock solid quarterback like Andrew Body, I think that kind of gives them the leg up, even though, I think TSU's defense is questionable in my opinion. I think, having that quarterback, it gives you a lot of stability, having Andrew Body coming back. So, I think that's the only gripe I have. I would switch Texas Southern and Alcorn State. But, I could see, Alcorn State being projected to, coming second, having some of the players that they having that they're going to have to return. I can see that being the case. Now, in terms of, preseason teams, Southern has 9 players that made, the all SWAC preseason teams. First and foremost, in terms of the all SWAC, first team defense, first nose guard Taj Brown. And, I knew he was a senior last year. I know with COVID, some players had the option to come back. I didn't know if he was going to come back or not. But, I could easily see Taj Brown making, first team all defense in terms of SWAC. Now, I know many individuals are going to say that, he had Jordan Lewis and Jason Dumas that garnered a lot of attention along Southern's defensive line. But, he was rock solid in the middle. He really anchored the defense. And it's just kind of amazing to see his progression as a player perspective, because just to think his senior year at Donaldsonville High School, he was a middle linebacker. And now at this juncture, he's projected to be first team all SWAC, at the nose guard position. So first, you have, Taj Brown, and then next, defensive back Jordan Carter. Now, many individuals are saying that, there's been a lot of hype and buzz around Jordan Carter. A lot of people project that he's he's an NFL prospect. Now that's high praise, saying that he's a potential NFL prospect because, people that kind of garnered that type of attention was, Sean Wallace, Ricky RV, Lenny Williams, Jamal George. So, that's high praise, from the standpoint of a Southern defensive back. So to say that he's a potential NFL prospect, that's saying a lot for his potential talent. I've been seeing a lot about him. Then next, in terms of, all SWAC special teams, kicker Jordan Griffin, who was, pretty productive. They project him to be, he's on a first team all SWAC special teams. Now, in terms of all SWAC second team offensive lineman Eli Fields, it's going to be interesting to see, if someone like him can replace Dallas Black, who really was an anchor for Southern's offensive line last year. So it's going to be interesting to see, how things play out. Now, in terms of all SWAC second team, all defense, they have Kelby Givens, Jalen Campbell, and Christian Davis, defensive back. So defensive back Christian Davis, linebacker Jalen Campbell, and defensive lineman Kelby Givens. Kelby Givens had an excellent blue versus gold spring game, this past spring. I think him and Trey Lang probably had, from a defensive standpoint, in terms of the defensive line of the front seven, well, front six in this day and age, with so many spread teams. But, it's going to be interesting to see if he could take that synergy and transfer it into the SWAC season. Now, finishing it off with the special teams, in terms of second team all SWAC special teams, you had Robins, Beauplan at punter, and long snapper Braxton Blackwell. So in terms of Southern's 9 players that made all SWAC teams, first team you had nose guard Taj Brown, and you had defensive back Jordan Carter. First team all SWAC special teams kicker Joshua Griffin. In terms of second team all SWAC offensive lineman Eli Fields. Second team all defense, you had defensive lineman Kelby Givens. You had linebacker Jalen Campbell, and then you had defensive back Christian Davis. And then lastly, in terms of all SWAC second team special teams, you had punter Robins Beauplan and long snapper Braxton Blackwell. So that pretty much breaks down the 9 players that's on Southern's all preseason team. Not in terms of media day, like I said, Coach Dooley, he made it clear and transparent that, he's turning the page from last season. They're really not going to dwell on it, but they're focusing on this upcoming season. He took linebacker Jalen Campbell with him, and he also took projected starting quarterback, Harold Blood. So it's going to be interesting to see if these 2 individuals are, team captains this coming year. More than likely, they probably will be. In the case of Harold Blood, it's no telling whether he's going to be the starting quarterback or not, but more than likely, he's probably going to be the starting quarterback. That's it for this particular video. If you saw any value in this video, please like the video, share the video. Any potential video ideas or anything you thought about the video, put it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Please, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to the channel because I'm trying to reach my goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers before the start of this football season. If I do so, then I'll go to Southern's first game to start the season against Alabama State. In addition to that, follow my brother Jared 011 Green. Him and I, every weekend we do the Southern Baller Show. This past weekend we talked about the situation at FAMU in terms of their football program and that particular situation with the rapper and them suspending football operations, for the foreseeable future. We talked about that. And this coming weekend, we're going to break down both SWAC and Media Day and the all SWAC team. So we're going to break that down on the Southern Baller Show this coming weekend. So follow my brother Jared 011 Green on his channel. Also, my brother Brent Fox. Check out his channel also. You can follow me at Coach 67 Sports TV on all social media platforms, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. My next video, we gonna break down Southern's upcoming season. Even though I did so previously, we're gonna break down Southern's upcoming season. We also gonna talk about the transfers that I didn't talk about on my transfer series. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Y'all have a blessed and phenomenal evening. Peace and blessings.